know, like they don't know how things came to be.
Can I speak now?
Risking your life.
All right, dude, can I speak? I've heard you spoken. Can I address that illiterate?
Yeah, go ahead, Stu.
Go ahead, Stu.
Peace.
Let me address that illiterate young lady. Because, first thing, it is unfortunate that when you look at a black immigrant, you tend to group all immigrants in the same basket. Just like how people tend to group all Hispanics in the same basket. It's not all Hispanic is the same Hispanic. It's not all black immigrants are the same immigrant. You have immigrants from Africa, you have immigrants from the Caribbean, you have immigrants from South America, you have immigrants from all over the world who happens to be black. Yeah. No, this young lady is Haitian. And unfortunately, something that has happened in Miami over the last 30 years is that the zeitgeist has changed. There has been a fundamental shift that the first generation that comes into this country who pull themselves, open and close quotation, by the bootstrap and now lives in houses that value 500,000 and have their children now become me Negroes instead of we Negroes. If we go back in time and we look at a situation like the Harlem Renaissance, and unbiased knows about the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance was in the 20s when black people from all over America and all over the world came to Harlem and made a fundamental change. They developed an attitude of how black people shall move going forward. Now, these black people that you see, these Haitians, they don't speak for everybody. They speak for themselves. What you're having now is a red pill argument in the black community. Something similar to a red pill argument, where successful black people want to ingratiate themselves closer to white level of thinking. They're not thinking black anymore. It's not a matter of us versus them. It's not a matter of me and we. It's a matter of me. She's a me Negro. And you cannot use a me Negro to determine the outlook of every Negro that you see. Because we never normally operate like that. She's a me Negro. And you have me Negroes in ADOS and FBA too. You have me Negroes. That's the 2024 is the rise of the me Negro. I pulled myself up by the bootstrap Negro.
I didn't say that.
Hold on. Where do you find the me Negro in the FBA's?
I didn't say that.
Name one that you know.
Tariq Nasheed is a me.
Okay, Mike Pierce. Okay, I give it tabs.
Where's Tariq Nasheed a me Negro?
Because Tariq Nasheed program is about Tariq Nasheed. And Tariq Nasheed has changed his program in accordance to what he wants, not in accordance to what the program wants. And what Tariq Nasheed was selling, let me finish.
Go ahead.
What Tariq Nasheed was selling 6 months ago, what Tariq Nasheed was selling 3 months ago, is totally different than what Tariq Nasheed is selling today.
Okay, describe it.
I don't need to describe it. You go and read. Don't come out. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
You just said he was selling something different. So what was he selling then that's distinct from what he's selling now?
What that shows me is that you're a cult member and not an individual thinker. Because if you're saying to me that I need to describe to you that Tariq Nasheed arguments are the same that it was 6 months ago, I won't have a conversation with you.
If I'm unfamiliar with what he was selling, I'm not as familiar with Tariq Nasheed as you may be. So I'm asking you, can you distinguish what from then is different from now? That's all.
And I also used to go and do your research.
You can't make a statement and tell me go do research. You got to actually come with the evidence.
No. I would say to you, because we're not in the classroom now, and I teach you.
Yeah, but it's not at the top of it's not at the top of your mind. It's not at the top of your mind.
You need now to go and do your research and realize that
You can't. You to go and do my research without first providing me with the explanation of. It don't work like that, stupid.
I won't, because guess what? Just like how Trump has MAGA, and they don't waste that anything into MAGA. Tariq Nasheed has FBAs, who are cult followers.
FBA is not a group. It is used, as we just discussed, an ethnic identifier.
You want to call it any which way you want to call it.
No, I want to call it what it is.
Okay, you decide what it is.
No, that's what they decided. That's what they decided. I didn't decide it. I remember I'm not a part of this quote unquote cult you're talking about.
Oh.
You know how you're a Jamaican American? Jamaican, what you would use generally as your ethnic identifier? What will you use to identify me, who is a descendant of black people that went through U.S. slavery? Because I'm not Jamaican. I'm not Haitian. What would you call me? What am I?
You're an American.
I'm what?
You are an American who just happens to be black.
But what is my ethnic identifier?
You never think it that way.
What's my ethnic identifier? You don't just say, oh, he's an American because a person is American. What's my ethnic identifier?
What is ethnicity?
It's basically the cultural group that you come from, that you share history with. You all share the. No, it's different. America is made up of different ethnicities within it. White people are their own ethnic group, and black people in America are their own ethnic group. We used to just use the terms white. We used to just use the terms white and black, but it's become very diverse now.
Let's be honest. If you're walking down the street, I like kind of people with this, you know. If you were walking down the street,
yes,
and you happen to be white, and I was supposed to ask you, what is your ethnicity? What would you say to me? What would you say to me?
If I'm a white American, I would say I'm white. If I'm Russian, I would say Russian.
No. But the average person, but what you're saying now is that you're not speaking the truth.
What do you mean?
Average American, no, because 90% of the Americans who happen to be white, when questioned what they, when they're asked what are they, the only answer they give is that they are American. They do not say that they're white.
Yes, they do. What are you talking about? You're wrong. You tell me stop it, and you're wrong.
Yes, it's true. A lot of white folks say they're white.
They say they're white. If they're white, if they come from, if they just immigrated here, then they tell you, you know, their ethnicity according to their country. They say I'm Russian, or I'm German, or they'll say, you know, I'm Greek, shit like this. You got some.
Okay.
Look at the white Jews. They don't say I'm white. They say I'm Jewish, right?
Right.
Okay, my apologies. Because what I did was wrong. Let me rephrase my. Let me put the situation into one that I'm used to.
Okay.
As somebody who used to work at the hotels in Jamaica to pick up a small chains, when encountered with Americans.
Oh, then they'll tell you they're American, yeah, because you're in a different country.
Stop. When encountered with Americans, regardless of their physical characteristics.
Yeah, that's in Jamaica.
Well, let me finish. Whether the eyes want to be slanted or the hair want to be nappy, or they want to be blonde hair or blue eye.
Come on.
When asked the question, what are you? How do they answer?
You said when you were a manager at a hotel in Jamaica, right?
I'm not a manager. When I was working at the hotel.
Okay, when you were at the hotel, but in Jamaica, right?
Yes. How do they answer?
Oh yeah, in Jamaica they're gonna answer you they're an American.
They're going to answer that there?
Yeah, they're gonna answer American because there's a different social context.
So they're in Jamaica, they're going to tell you that they are the same person who black here, who have on the black, green, the black, red, and green.
Yeah, they're gonna identify themselves. They're gonna identify themselves with the country they come from. So they'll say, "I'm an American."
So ethnicity So he's going to tell me
that's their nationality. That's their nationality.
No. You can't have it both ways, brother. You
I'm
cannot
not
have
having
it
it
both
both
ways.
ways. I'm telling you how they identify. They identify with their nationality when they go abroad.
Right.
There's a difference between nationality and ethnicity. A lot of people confuse those things. It's not the same thing. Nationality is basically the nation you belong to. Ethnicity is the cultural group you belong to.
No. When you're abroad, when you're going abroad, and you have other groups.
Yes.
The nationality and ethnicity are intertwined when faced with other groups, because you're telling me that culturally. No. You know that, too, man. Because when faced with other groups outside of your predominant group, you are now establishing that culturally, I am an American. You're not saying that I'm black.
You're establishing your nationality.
You're establishing your culture also.
Your nationality. You assume the culture, but it's the nationality which they're establishing.
No, I don't assume the culture. It's what you tell me. I ask you what you are.
Let me ask you. Okay, Stupies. Let me ask you this question. It's a lot of people that's born in Jamaica whose heritage comes from China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if they were to come to America and I was to ask them what they are, what would they say? Jamaican, right? And what is that? Is that their ethnic group or is that their nationality?
Like cultural group.
That's their nationality. They are Jamaican. But if you were talking about these people ethnic group, if you use the same social constructs in Jamaica that we use in America, they would call themselves Chinese Jamaican. The same way you properly would be identified as a Jamaican American.
Right, but what you're trying to force, and what FBA is trying to force,
I'm trying to teach you the distinction between ethnicity and nationality. They're not the same thing.
Dude, don't try to teach me. Don't try to teach me. Because
listen, you tell me don't try to, I won't try to no more. I offer it up.
Don't try to teach me.
But if I want to take it, no problem. But there's a difference between the two.
Dude, the nuances of it is that when we are in our group, when you're in America, when the pie is strictly American, you tend not to get very distinct with every slice.
Yeah, when you're in America.
You're in America. Yeah, when you are in America and you're cutting out that pie, you tend to describe every slice more.
Yeah, because there's a better filter applied in America than it is in other countries.
But when you take that same pie and you put it in the international market, you tend not to grasp to the familiar. You do not want to stand alone. You do not want to stand by yourself.
We don't mind. No. You're confusing it. It's not that we don't want to stand by ourselves. We understand that those people's education is not suffice for them to understand American social context. So we give it to them the way that they can register it. Don't confuse the two. It's not that we don't want to stand on our own.
Okay.
Black Americans always stood on their own.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves now. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's look at Nigeria. Let's look at Nigeria. Let's compare Nigeria to the United States.
Yeah.
How many black people are in Nigeria?
I think it's over. I think it's over. It might be somewhere around 80 million, something like that.
All right, so the population too big. I'm not going to use Nigeria.
It's almost. I think it might be double what the United States has.
Yeah, I'm not using Nigeria.
Let me look it up. Let me look up what the population of Nigeria is like. Let me look that up. I think they got one of the world's fastest growing populations in Africa. Let me see. Nigerian population.
All right, no, leave Nigeria.
Damn, no, they got like 240 million.
Yeah,
they got way more than I said. Yeah, it's a lot.
So guess what? I'm going to use per capita per 100,000, and I'm going to compare Botswana, which is a black African country. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
I think Botswana is a sub-Saharan African country. Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, but I'm going to compare Botswana to blacks in the United States.
You're gonna compare them to blacks in the United States?
An achievement. Yes. And we're going to say per 100,000, are there more lawyers in Botswana than black lawyers in the United States per 100,000?
That could be true. I wouldn't know, but that could be true. But what's your point?
I'm asking. No, because you are saying you made an argument, or you made a point that the other black people around the world is less educated.
Oh, they
than
are.
American black.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Didn't you say that?
Yeah, that's a fact.
No, but
it's not even up for debate.
But if I'm going country by country and I just established and I'm using Botswana and I'm asking you if per 100,000, if there are more black.
But you see, but hold on. The way you're framing the argument, it's the way you're framing the argument, which is going to be misleading. Compare their collective to our collective.
Right, that's what I'm doing.
Not per 100,000. No, compare their entire collective to our entire collective, and look at the educational level. If you're using time out, Supies. If you're using IQ, listen to me. If you're using IQ,
you interrupt me. You're dumb. You interrupt me. You're dumb because if you're not dumb, you wouldn't.
I'm dumb. I'm about to let you talk. I'm telling you the way that you're framing the argument is misleading.
Let me tell you why you're dumb. Because statistically,
we throwing that homonyms down.
Okay, let me finish. Because you cut me off in my own argument. Let me finish speaking and then you speak.
Yeah, because your argument's misleading.
See there? You calling me dumb in a nicer way. Say I'm misleading the people. No, so we're doing the same thing.
That's not me calling you dumb.
When we make comparisons,
to mislead somebody is not to be dumb.
Unbiased. When you make comparison between population, you have to standardize it. And how they standardize it, they choose a number per 100, per 100,000. So let's say there's a disease outbreak. And one country has 1,000 cases, and one country has 100 cases. Looking at the number, the outright number, to say, oh, this country has 1,000 cases. It must have a worse situation. But it's have 1,000 cases, but the population is 1 million. And this person have 100 cases, but the population is 1,000.
Yeah, but so let me see. Remember last time Stupies was talking, and I was able to quickly stop him when he tried to say when American tourists go to America, they just identify as American, and I had to tell him, yeah, it's in Jamaica. That's why he wanted to go on this long rant about that shit. The same thing is happening here. Stupies, we live in a country which is diverse. So you're asking us to compare our ethnic group to a ethnic group that makes up the entire populace of another country. Do you understand how lopsided or asymmetrical your argument is? That's what I'm telling you. What you're doing is misleading.
Okay, all right. Tell me what I missed. Go ahead.
I just told you. You didn't listen to what I just said. I'm gonna repeat it again. You're comparing. Okay, here you go. Listen to me. Just listen. You're comparing an American ethnic group to an African country.
No, I'm comparing an American ethnic.
Oh my gosh,
to an African ethnic group.
Okay, but is that African ethnic group the entire populace of that country?
It doesn't matter. It's the same ethnic group.
Just answer my question.
Just answer my question. I said it doesn't matter because I'm comparing ethnic groups.
Just answer my question.
So you ask him a question, you got to answer.
Just answer my question.
I said it doesn't matter.
I don't care if you say it doesn't matter. Answer my question.
I'll ask the question again.
Thank you. Does that ethnic group make up the entire population of that country? Yes or no?
No. It might be the majority, but
what the fuck do you mean it's the majority? It's 99%. Could you stop?
It might be 90, but then am I wrong?
What are you talking about? Yes, you're wrong.
98%. It might be 97%. The question
if you go get a DNA test, is it gonna come back and say it's 100% your child if the child is yours? No, it's gonna say 99.99%, right? So is it your child all the way? You sound crazy, man. Stop. You know what you're doing. Just stop.
What's the question they asked me? Because
I already asked you the question and you erroneously answered it.
Can I speak now?
Not if you're gonna mislead. Ain't no point.
Go ahead. Let me speak, please. This dude asked me.
Just don't mislead us.
This dude said to me that is the population is black people the entirety of the population, and I answered correctly. I did not mislead. I said no, they are not. They're the majority. Might be the strong majority.
When you say they're the majority, Stupides, the idea that you put in people's head is like they're 65% of the population, 75% of the population. They're 99.99% of the goddamn population, man. Just stop.
It's not that high. It's 95%. But
95%. You're dealing with basically an ethnic homogenous group, man. Just stop.
Okay. All right. So no. So what? So okay. Let's.
I'm biased. I'm biased. When before the 1965 Immigration Act, when all these immigrants came over here, America was viewed as a white country. Guess what? How high was their percentage? It was less than 95%, wasn't it?
It's probably probably 80.
Come on, man, just stop. Right. Stop with the dumb shit, Stoopies.
Okay, so why cannot you? Why can't? All right,
because you're comparing I'm going to tell you why. I can answer it before you even ask it. The reason you can't do what you're trying to do, you're comparing an ethnic group to a fucking country. If African Americans had their own country, do you think there would be more lawyers per capita for African Americans than there would be in Botswana? Of course, we wouldn't have no shithole country.
And coming back to that, you cannot know. That's an assumption that you're making. You cannot know.
Listen, Stupides, this is it. I'm gonna be honest with you. This isn't to diss any ethnic group of black people that ever existed. The African American or Black American that comes from black people that went through United States slavery is more accomplished than all sub-Saharan African countries combined, and throw in the Caribbean there too. No black people nowhere in the world have accomplished what African Americans accomplished. We're so accomplished that we made it to where you could immigrate to our own country. You didn't make nothing for us. Like, let's just be honest here. These are truths. They may be uncomfortable truths, but they're truths nonetheless, Stupies. This is the reality, bro. Nobody's trying to be disrespectful. I'm being honest.
Can I speak now?
Yes, you may.
Can I speak now?
Yes, you may.
Can I speak now? Because
yes, you may.
The beautiful thing about this is that a young man come and say, okay, the Black American is the most accomplished black person in the world. I don't have a problem with that.
World history. I'm being clear. World history.
And he's saying that. But yet still, there's only 40 million Black Americans. But I needed to play the numbers game with me now. Xavier, we're going to play the numbers game. And we're going to play the numbers game because this dude is playing a dangerous game. And I like to play the numbers game.
Oh, I like to play the numbers game too. Go ahead. Play the numbers game. I'm gonna play that same numbers game with you. Go ahead.
How many Black Americans are there? How many FBA is there in total? What's the population of the FBA in the United States?
Let's just assume it's 40 million. Go ahead.
40 million.
Let's just assume that. Go ahead.
40 million FBA.
Yeah, let's just assume it. Go ahead. Let's assume that. Go ahead.
He's saying that from a population of 40 million, from a population of 40 million, he has beat the Nigerians. And the Nigerians will laugh at you silly because you have not, with a population of 240 million, the economy might not look like what you think it should look like, but it don't look like what you stop talking. Let me finish speaking, and then you talk. Because a lot of the propaganda that you get on the news that would tell you that, oh, these African countries are shithole. These African countries were shithole, yes, because they were bombarded by the IMF, by the American destabilization, but they have called themselves out. But since then, educationally, the Black American cannot compete with the Nigerian. You see, I'm not even.
Oh my gosh!
Cannot compete with.
Two piece. I gotta cut you off right there. Are you talking about the Nigerians in Nigeria? The Black Americans can't compete with them educationally. Is that what you're saying, Todd?
I am telling you that the Nigerians, even the Nigerians.
Wait. Two piece. Stop. You said what you said. I want to address that point. Two piece. I want to address that point. The Nigerians that are here are freeloading off of African American accomplishments. You don't get credit for eating from my table. You didn't cook that food. You don't get no credit for that. All you did was
even
eat.
Nigerians right here. But even the Nigerians,
you don't get credit for eating from my table. You did not cook that food. All you did was eat. You don't get credit for that. When the Nigerians came to America, they never had to struggle past any of the social ills that America had. When they came here, the table was set. They pulled up a chair. They started eating. You don't get credit. You don't get credit for that. You didn't contribute nothing towards American history. You get no credit for it.
They weren't in Selma.
Now hold on, I wanna address his point about the Nigerians being more educated over in Nigeria than Black Americans. Please, if the Nigerians are more educated over in Nigeria, why the fuck are Nigerians still fleeing Nigeria for America? How come they can't reconstruct in America over in Nigeria? How come Nigeria is still a third world country? So much education, why hasn't it changed that reality? Answer that question, Stupies.
No, two things, a couple of things you jump on because you sound like Donald Trump. That's my problem with the FBA.
That motherfucker sounds intelligent on that point.
That's my problem with the FBA. They sound like the white supremacists. Right?
Okay, just answer my question. How come they haven't been able to develop their country? Because I see the white people can go over there and exploit it for a return on their investment. I see that the Arabs were able to go over there and exploit it for a return on their investment. I see that the Chinese are over there being able to exploit it for a return on their investment. How come the Nigerians aren't able to exploit their own land for a return on their investment? Explain that to me. Since they're so educated. Explain that to me.
No. Many persons will jump up and they will say, oh, why are these black countries coming here if they're this good? And they don't take into consideration this, that the majority of immigrants who come to America annually, and you need to research this, young man, because somebody sitting in the part black people. Let me finish speaking. Because I don't have to talk to you. If you interrupt me one more time, I'm
not even interrupting you. I'm letting you talk. Go ahead.
If you interrupt me one more time, I don't talk to you. I will talk to Samuel. I'll talk to Ambias. I don't have to talk.
Oh my God. Come on, go ahead.
When you talk. Right? No. Majority of people like to say, oh, the Nigerians, they come here for the money. Everybody know that. Just like how the Ukrainians come here for the money. Just like how the Russians come here for the money. Just like how the Jews come here for the money. Anybody who immigrates to America immigrates for the money. Just like how the Swedes come here for the money. Just like how the Canadians come here for the money. Just like how the English come here for the money. Just like how white people from Germany and first world countries come here for the money.
Okay, you answered my question, right? They came here for the money.
Fuck off. I'm letting them mute you. I'm not listening to you. I'm mute you.
Good. So he's not listening to me. So now I'm gonna go. I'm biased. Money is generated from an economy. I don't know if Stu Pease knows this. Money is generated from an economy. If they're so educated, and when they come over here, they say that Black Americans are lazy, right? So they're industrious. So my question is simply, if they come here for
why don't argue against white people coming here for the money? Why don't argue against the Ukrainians coming here for the money? Why don't argue against the British coming here for the money? Why is he arguing against black people coming here for the money? It's because him is a Sambo. So he don't want black people to come here for the money, but he have no problem with white people coming here for the money.
Come out. We're talking about the African. We're talking about black immigrants right now. We can get to the white immigrants. I don't mind that neither. But I'm talking. You just said that they're more. Time out. Stupid. You said you was gonna mute yourself if I cut you off. I cut you off, and you still talking to me.
You're a Sambo.
Okay, I'll be a Sambo. Answer the question for me, Stupid. How come they're not able to create an economy over in Nigeria to generate money so they don't have to come here? Why can't they do that?
But the fastest growing economy in the world now is the African economy.
It's a third world fucking country.
Does it start somewhere, but it's the fastest growing economies in the world.
They've been saying that for the last 10 years. It's still a third world country.
Yes. Just like Chicago, where the black people live, is a third world country.
It's not no. What do you? This is what. See, this is when you talk to immigrants, they always end up saying some shit that's stupid because they're trying to lower you to their status. Stupid. Chicago is a Chicago. Chicago is a city in the state of Illinois. Correct?
It don't matter. Don't matter. It don't matter. But
you're comparing a city to a fucking country.
But that city.
This is your problem. You can't do that, Stupies. It's like apples and oranges. It don't match. It's not a. Unbiased. It's not a third world country.
Unbiased.
Yes.
Unbiased. It's Flint, Michigan, a first world country.
It's not a fucking country at all.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Yes. Would you consider Flint, Michigan? If I went to Flint, Michigan, where there's food deserts.
Oh my God!
Where there's
do you see people?
Hold on. So hold on.
Talking.
So now,
would you consider Flint, Michigan, a first world country?
So hold on. So let me ask you this.
If you came off a plane, and the first you didn't go through any major city.
So
came off the plane, and you were landed in Flint, Michigan. Is that a first world country?
All right. So
this guy's crazy.
Hold on. So let me ask you. So for Chicago and Flint, Michigan. Now I haven't never been to both, right? So, but I've been listening to people who have been in both, right? And I don't know, it could be true or false, I don't know. But the people who live there, they're saying that is not as bad as what the media is saying.
I'm biased. Let's just use our common sense. We live in the United States of motherfucking America. It is the greatest country in the history of the fucking world. Do you seriously think there's going to be a first world existence anywhere in this country? No.
You mean third world?
Sure.
You mean third world?
Yeah. Do you think we're going to have third world problems in the United States? No. It's just a fucking reality. Now, there may have been a particular issue at some point with Flint, Michigan's water. Do you think it's going to eternally be like that? No. This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy.
Let me rebut that because you know what people don't understand?
You
know what people don't understand? Unbiased.
Yeah.
You know what people don't understand? People talk a lot because
that's why you got to reword it.
Let's be fair. In the United States of America, it is not fair for everybody. Meaning that equity is not even.
Oh my God.
That equity is not distributed amicably in most cases.
Okay.
That many of our cities that we have, what they experience is not in keeping with what you would regard a first world country. Would you agree with me or disagree on that?
I'm biased. Please let me answer this question. Please don't answer that question foolishly like that.
No.
There's nowhere you can go in the United States of America where you're going to find a Black American starving. We don't have third world existence in America, Stupies. Why'd you leave Jamaica? You left Jamaica for economic means, correct? You left for economic means. Do you see over here what you see in your country? No.
I did not ask that question. I did not ask the question, and you sidestepped my question.
Okay, ask your question again. Ask your question again, Supi. Let me make sure I was clear.
I'm not asking again because I asked an unbiased question.
It ain't like it matter anyway. But it's a misleading question.
It don't matter because let's get back to what you were saying.
It don't. You said Nigerians are more educated than African Americans. Prove your point.
And it's true. It's true.
There's more Nigerian doctors. It's true. That don't. The doctors that they have over in Nigeria, when they come over here, they don't get credit for that shit. You're talking about a whole different standard. We're talking about a different standard.
There are more Nigerian pharmacists. There are more Nigerian.
Who goes? I'm biased. Answer me this question: who the fuck goes to Nigeria to get surgery? Who the fuck goes to Nigeria to for pharmacology for their pharma? Damn, how you say that word? Pharmaceutical needs. Who goes to Nigeria for that, Stupies? Who does it? Nobody in the fucking world. Nobody in the fucking world.
Let me beat you up. Let me beat you up on something though.
Come on, I done hit you with 1,000 punches already.
There are more Jamaican nurses than African American nurses.
Stupies, that's what y'all do. Y'all clean people's asses when y'all come over here. That don't make you better. Are you kidding me?
You know, you're saying that these people. No, you're saying that you have the most educated people. No, but then you move the goalpost as you choose.
No, I'm not. I'm not moving the goalpost. Stupies, compare your collective education of your ethnic group compared to our collective education. We're more educated than you.
And I'm saying no. There's more in Nigeria.
Stupies. Okay, answer this question for me, Stupies. Stop. Stupies. If y'all been over here since the 60s, right? So you've had enough time to acquire intellectual property. You had enough time to acquire sufficient education to be able to go over and reproduce America in your own homeland. Why haven't y'all been able to do that?
No, because
nurses don't build countries, Stupies. I'll answer it for you. It's rhetorical. Nurses don't build countries, Stupies. They wipe asses.
Let me double back and bitch slap you. Let me double back and bitch slap you.
You ain't landed a shot yet. Yeah, I'm ready.
Let me double back. Of course, because we were producing Colin Powell.
You're producing what?
Colin Powell.
You producing what?
Powell.
Colin Powell. What the fuck Colin Powell got to do with Jamaica?
We were producing a Colin Powell.
Yeah, what did Colin Powell do for Jamaica?
No, I'm saying that we do not necessarily have to go back home. But
what you mean you don't got? Oh my gosh, Stupies! You can't. Stupies! I'm not moving the goalpost. You trying to take credit for helping another corporation. What about your own damn company?
What? No, but we'll go anywhere.
You go anywhere, yeah, because you can't go home. There's nothing where you from. Be honest.
Look.
You don't want to answer that question, Stupies. It's an insecurity that many black immigrants have.
What question?
Why don't y'all take the education and this industrious spirit that y'all have and go back to the countries y'all came from and build them up so that y'all don't have to flee anymore?
Because guess what? Is a dumb stupid person ask that question.
Of course. The most practical question is from a dumb stupid person.
No. That's a dumb question, and let me explain it to you.
Oh, hey, and after you're done, I'm gonna give you a country that actually did it. Go ahead.
No country did it.
Yes, they did. And I'm gonna give you the country. Hey, I'm biased. You know the country I'm gonna give him. You know the country I'm gonna give him. You know the country I'm gonna give him. Don't say it. Let me say it. You know the country I'm gonna give him that did it.
Can I speak?
Unbiased. Okay, yeah.
Unbiased. What was New York's name before?
Wait, say that one more time. Oh, New York.
What was the name of New York City?
The name of New York City?
New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam. Where did all of those people come from?
Canada? I don't know.
And they came from Amsterdam.
Right.
They came from Amsterdam and they came to New York. Why didn't they go back to Amsterdam instead of building one of the greatest cities in the world? People have
he's talking. He's conflating contexts. There are no Amsterdam people in fucking New York now, right? They were assimilated into America. They became white. Did they not become white people? Did they not just become white people? No.
You see what I'm
saying? I'm not moving the goalposts. Stupid. You are never gonna become a black American. You always gonna be a Jamaican, my brother.
Look, Look.
Always. I'm asking you a question. Why can't y'all go back and build your country?
Let me finish speaking, please. Because guess what? Aid is 40 million. You're irrelevant, whether we like it or not.
We're irrelevant. How are we irrelevant when we earn more than every other black ethnic group in the world?
That's not true. That's not true.
So, Pete, the GDP per capita of your country is $6,000 funky ass dollars, man. Would you stop it?
Let me explain why it's not true.
Go ahead.
The GDP of black immigrants in America.
Bias, watch me cut them up. Is what?
The GDP of black immigrants in America is higher than the GDP of the United.
Okay, now, Suppies, is the black immigrants that's here a significant population, or are they a minority?
It does not matter.
The reason it matters, yes, it does. And the reason that it matters, Suppies, is because you're comparing a minority of a collective versus an entire collective. If that was the case, we could just take the top 1% of black American earners, and they clearly out-earn you.
No, I'm saying that the GDP of black immigrants is greater than GDP.
Suppies, if we were to create a minority group of black Americans, just taking the top earners over here, they would earn more by a significant amount to the immigrants that you're talking about. That is not how you compare. That's not how you compare. That's not how you compare earnings, Suppies. You got it all wrong. You compare your collective earnings versus my collective earnings. We out earn you all. That's why you immigrated here. That's why you immigrated here.
And they did better than you. And they come over here.
How are you living better? How are you living better than me? Well, you go back to where you from. Do you live better than me? Y'all live like shit.
They don't have to go back when they go home into the house in America.
Time out. Suppies, is America not my house? It's not your house, right? You just a visitor.
It don't matter. The average black immigrant.
You just a visitor. But Suppies, the whole. You can't compare. You cannot compare. You cannot compare a minority immigrant population to a collective from a country, Suppies. That's not how that works, baby. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. But Suppies, when y'all are able to take this earning power that y'all got and go back and do something with it from the countries that y'all come to, I'll salute you. But until that day, Suppies, all you're doing is freeloading off the accomplishments of black Americans. You don't get credit. You don't get credit for that, Suppies. You're not contributory to the United States in no way, shape, or form. There's nothing that you all do that you can't be replaced for. Nothing.
Same with you. There's nothing that you can do that you.
Suppies, if I wasn't here, you couldn't be here. What are you talking about?
That's a lie. That's
Suppies,
a lie.
The 1960s, look it up right now. Y'all didn't start coming over here in mass until post 1965. 1965 was the 1965 Immigration Act that got signed into office. That came on the heels of the civil rights. Who the fuck accomplished the civil rights? That was black Americans. You literally couldn't be here without me. Stop it. And another, not just that, Suppies. When y'all got to America, the table was set. All you did was pull up a chair and start eating. When I got to America, it literally didn't exist. What are you talking about?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
You're not making sense when you're talking. You asked me, am I ready?
No, because what you said that my grandfather was recruited by the U.S. government to build the Panama Canal. To build a
Panama Canal? To build a Panama Canal, Suppies? Seriously?
Of course.
Suppies, I'm asking you what you did for the U.S. of A, baby.
Wait. Let him make his point about the canal first, so we see where he's going.
The Panama Canal is a project of the United States of America. The United States of America built that canal. That canal was responsible for a major economic boom in the Americas. My grandfather was recruited to build a Panama Canal. That's one. You said I could not be here without you. You have nothing to do. No. Listen, that's a white man. My wife was at her house. That's a white man who recruited my grandfather. My wife was at her house.
See, I'm biased. What I told you. the immigrants think that the way they got over here was by way of white people. Stupid. How many black? Hold on. Answer this question for me, because you said your grandfather. Your grandfather is one of how many people that worked on the Panama Canal?
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Mm-hmm.
One. So what portion? Stupid. Yeah, America has people from all over the fucking world that they recruit to do projects. What? Your people don't get credit for that? The fuck are you talking about?
You see, what I am saying to you, what you're saying to me,
Stupid. You wouldn't come out. Albert Einstein was not born in the United States of America, right? Does his people get credit for the shit that he accomplished over here? No, it don't work like that. Again, your arguments are foolish. But nonetheless, let me tell you about a group of people, Stupies, that were able to actually produce something for their own country by learning from other people. You ready, Stupies? He's still on the line, Unbiased?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, he's still there. He's on mute. He's on mute. He probably got some background noise.
Stupies, go and look up the Japanese. They're just an island group of people. Prior to the 20th century, they were in a third world country state, ruled over by different Europeans.
They were in a savage state.
They were nothing. They were fucking done.
Barbarians, basically.
Within 40 fucking years, those people were able to rival Western powers, called the Yellow Peril. Them niggas didn't flee their country, Stupies. They left from their country to go and learn from other countries. But they brought that shit back and they built for themselves. And then you talk about the African countries that got oppressed and, destroyed by Western powers. Japan got fucking oppressed before it even became a superpower, and then after becoming a power, it got destroyed again, and they still were able to rebuild. What is wrong with the immigrant population of blacks that come here that can't do the same thing that them people could do? Why could the Japanese do it, but your people couldn't, Stupid?
Can I say something now? Because this is the nice
answer, Stupid. Answer my question.
No, I'm not answering your question. I need that.
Answer my question. How come the Japanese could leave out of their country, go and obtain intellectual resources, bring it back, and reconstruct their country to where you don't see them fleeing from Japan no more? Shit, you ain't ever see them flee from Japan, but you don't see them fleeing. How come your people gotta flee?
Guess what? You know that you're dumb as hell because if you
I'm dumb because you can't answer my goddamn questions, Stupid.
After World War II,
you can't answer none of my questions. America did not rebuild Japan. Japan rebuilt its fucking self.
That's not true. America rebuilt Japan.
That is true. The same with Germany. Stupies. The Japanese, they would send people over to America, right? And they would look at like car companies and shit like that. They would go there. They would act like tourists. They would be taking pictures. They brought that fucking intellectual property back to their countries, and they built cars like Mitsubishi, Honda, and all of those. And they were able to outdo American companies. That's how they were able to rebuild their country. You don't know what you're talking about.
I won't even rebut you on that because what you don't understand
know what you're talking about. You're just talking.
Every country that America has invaded after World War II, they assisted in rebuilding those countries, especially the European nation like Germany, and America rebuilt Germany. Because Germany was split.
Oh, okay. Hold on, watch this, somebody. If that's the case, they rebuilt Africa, didn't they? They were giving financial aid to Africa. They were giving financial with Jamaica.
America has never rebuilt. America has never been in a global conflict in Africa.
Did Europe finance Africa? Did America finance anything in Africa? Yes or no?
No.
Just stop, Stupid, because you're lying now. Just stop. You're lying. You're not even having a sensible argument anymore. You're just lying.
Can I speak now? Because
you've been speaking and you ain't been saying shit.
This dude,
you've been speaking and you ain't saying shit.
You don't give me a chance to rebut. You said to me that
I do give you time, but when I give you time, you answer with an answer that's not sufficient.
Okay. Can I speak, please? Unbiased, can I speak?
Yes, sir.
Can I get 2 minutes to speak?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
ask me
Yes,
not
sir.
to?
Sure. Yes, sir.
He made a statement that I needed him to come to the United States. He made a statement that black people around the world needed black people in America to come to America. That's what he said. And I'm saying to him that no, that black people around the world was invited to America by white people.
Oh my
not by
fucking
American
gosh.
black people.
Oh my fucking gosh, man.
Can I speak unbiased?
Wait, I
Unbiased, can I
can't.
speak
I
without
can't.
interruption?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I speak without interruption?
Yes, sir.
Because if we look at the visa policy of the United States in the late 50s and early 60s, it was opened up to black people around the world, even when white people in America did not want their black people to be in their spaces. They opened up the opportunity for other black people around the world. Right? Because during the late 50s, the late 50s and 60s, they wanted people to work and they wanted black people. And they opened it up to black people around the world. Not
Okay.
what black people. Can I finish speaking? Because you act like a lion now. You act like a lion because when confronted.
You are.
Okay, rebut what I'm saying, man. I finished speaking.
No problem.
Rebut
Hey, I'm biased. If you simply Google when did Caribbeans begin to immigrate to the United States, it will tell you Caribbean immigration to the United States has occurred in waves, with the first major wave beginning after 1965. This is what I keep talking about. The 1965 Immigration Act, stupies, that came as a result of the accomplishments of the civil rights. You don't even know this because you're not from here. Prior to that 65 Immigration Act, do you know what type of people were being recruited to come or being allowed to immigrate to the United States of America? You had to be white to come to America, essentially. And not just any white. They wanted specific type of whites. Northern whites, Western, like they wanted a specific type of white people. They did not want black people coming here. The white people did not at all want any black people to come here. They already had a black population that they wanted to get rid of. Why the fuck would they want your black asses to come? You don't make sense. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Your immigration to the United States is completely contingent upon black American accomplishments. Had black Americans not accomplished the civil rights feats, you would not be here. You would not be here. And it wasn't white people that were inviting you to come here. That's not how it went. Immigration simply opened up and wasn't as discriminatory as it used to be because of black Americans. Rebut that. Rebut that, stupies. Rebut that. No. You could Google what I'm saying. We can't Google what you're saying.
I don't have to rebut it because about a gish gab. You're speaking about a gish gab.
Oh.
You're speaking now.
You don't know what again, every time I bring up I'm biased, just Google when did Caribbeans begin to immigrate to the United States, and you'll see exactly what I'm telling you about.
Okay, well, in large masses, about like
it clearly it tells you right here. As soon as you Google it, Google AI is going to tell you Caribbean immigration to the United States has occurred in waves, with the first major wave beginning after 65. And then look, at 41 to 1950, nearly 50,000 immigrants settled in the United States, taking advantage of the war economy and post-war economic growth. Right. Just 50,000. 50,000. Do you know how insignificant that?
No. That wasn't insignificant.
50,000 is not insignificant. 50,000 is not insignificant.
What was the population of the United States in 1950?
It was in the millions. What are you talking about?
What was this? No, you said insignificant. What was the population of the United States?
Okay, let's go to the 1950s. Let's see what the population was of the United States.
What are we looking up?
The population of the United States in 1950 was
1940s to the population of the United States increased by 19.1 million from 40 to 50.
It was 151 million dollars.
Okay, now what is 50,000 of that? What percentage is that?
No,
is that even 1%?
No, but when we look at that population, we need to look at that population. Let me finish speaking. You need to look at that population and say, during that time.
Hold on, come on. I don't feel like hearing this shit no more because you're just gonna keep saying dumb shit. The fact of the matter is, you didn't start coming over here in significant portions until post 1965. You couldn't, Stoopies. They didn't want you here.
That's a lie. White people wanted them here.
No, they didn't. What skill did you possibly have to where they would want you here? Stupid's talking about white people wanted Jamaicans here. This nigga's lost his mind.
What year? And what year?
Yeah, prior to 1960s. They didn't even want you in the 1960s.
They did have
a few, a handful.
They did go out and recruit.
Yeah, it wasn't in large numbers.
But they didn't want y'all the way y'all here now. They didn't want y'all here like.
Okay. So let me ask context to that. Yeah,
I'm biased. They only wanted the people that had particular skills.
Yeah.
They didn't want millions of motherfuckers here.
So for the most part, they did send them back.
Yeah, and they even sent you back. Like I didn't even get on that. I can't with Stoopies, man. Stoopies, I'm not coming from a place of disrespect. I'm just coming from a place of facts. The fact of the matter is, if they didn't want black Americans here, why the fuck would they want black immigrants here?
Ask yourself that question. No, that's the magic question.
Stoopies. I already know the answer. They fucking didn't.
That's a magic question.
Yeah, well, you answered. I told you the answer, so now you answer it.
The question is, why were they invited?
Hey, I'm biased. Were black immigrants more skilled than black Americans at that time?
That's not the question.
Were black immigrants more skilled than black Americans at that time?
What'd you say?
Were black immigrants? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Were black immigrants more skilled than black Americans at that time?
Well, I would say this. I would say it comes off as...
Is this a yes or no? Were they more skilled?
Wait. As a collective? I don't know.
As a collective, were they more skilled than black Americans?
At that time, I don't... Wait. Repeat the question.
Were black immigrants more skilled than black Americans before the 1960s?
So you mean the black immigrants that they invited over to or
no, as a collective, black immigrants more skilled than black Americans?
No.
So why the fuck would white people want them to come over here, Stoopies? Don't make sense.
Can I say something now, please, without interruption? 2 minutes. You have been speaking, and I don't interrupt you. So I would love to not get interrupted. No, I'm going to ask a question, not you. Because I can't wait until you finish speaking, and then come on the show and have a conversation with Unbiased. Because Unbiased is the one that I really want.
I'm gonna get off right now. I'm gonna let y'all have it. Unbiased. I told you I was only gonna be here for a short while. You heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I was gonna be here for a short while. I'm gonna let Stoopies spill his nonsense now, even though he never answered any of them questions I was asking him. Like, why would they want y'all over black Americans? You got, and this is a problem, Unbiased, that you got with a lot of black immigrants. They think that white people actually want them. They actually think that shit. It's so crazy. And you be looking like, are you nuts?
That's not what I'm saying. The question is, you ask yourself the question, you refuse to answer it.
I answered it, Stupid. I told you they didn't want y'all.
I'm not speaking to you. Can I speak to Unbiased now, please? Can I speak to Unbiased?
Go ahead.
Can I speak to Unbiased? Unbiased, this is your question. I'm going to ask it in 3 points, right? 3 parts. In the 50s, were there black people in America?
Black people in America, yeah, 50s.
In the 50s, I'm not talking about immigrants. I'm talking about black people. were there black people
in the 50s.
In the 50s. Yeah. Right? So we'll agree that black people in America in the 50s.
Yeah.
Right? Hold on, my Bluetooth. No, I never just plug in my Bluetooth.
Yo, I'm biased. I'm gonna hop off, bro.
Okay.
Here.
Thanks.